On Reddit, do you ever go to relationship advice? It's one of my favorite subreddits.
Not on purpose, but I catch some posts.
I guarantee you, like 80% of the advice is break up or divorce this person. And it will be like, it's just a frustration I have. I don't think it's a great story, but they always suggest breaking up with the person. And they could be like married with 4 kids, and the husband will, I don't know, say, hey, I think you need to lose some weight. They're like, get rid of him, girl. You deserve better. And it's like, let me see your picture. I want to see.
The most recent one,
friend, 18 male, called me a monkey. He's white and I'm not. How do I handle this aftermath? So is it just people making up nonsense? Is that this is?
Yeah, that one sounds
like
the
rest of
wild.
Reddit.
I don't know. Like if he called her a monkey and he likes her, I need to know about this tone, like where his head is.
Son of a monkey.
Yeah, right. To me, that's a terrible thing to say, but we tell jokes. You know, I don't know. I need to.
Yeah,
it's
you
not an
context
and
like what was going on. My favorite one that I read recently.
If she's Asian, just go, no, me play Joe. Some of these relationship advices are just so embarrassing to read. How to handle my girlfriend 26F telling me she thinks I'm 28M, unmanly and submissive. My girlfriend told me that she's been comparing me with her toxic ex and finds that I'm much more gentle and nice, but she finds that unattractive because I lack dominance and play it safe. She wants someone who is a, quote, real man and can make her feel like a, quote, real woman, like her, quote, a lot of quotes here, alpha X. She also said she thinks I would just follow the crowd and not stand up for her. When I asked why, she pointed to a time I suggested that she politely and calmly manage a situation with her boss, given she is a junior rather than cause a ruckus over at work over things outside her control. She says she thinks I am unmanly and make her feel like a man because I express my emotions and lack some traditional masculine traits. She pointed to the fact that in the bedroom I ask for consent too much before a new sexual act rather than just do it, and that she therefore feels I am too respectful and she wants dominance from a man.
He's losing us.
She said he
lost me a while ago.
That I can't do something. Oh, this whole thing's embarrassing. I do something I wanted without asking first, and therefore I am unmanly. While I appreciate her honesty, I am really hurt by all this, and I'm wondering what should I do next? Is this a sign that I should work on aspects of myself? I'm confused because I feel like I'm responding to new social norms about how men should behave, and I'm receiving this pushback. My girlfriend doesn't think I'm a man and that I don't take charge, and so let me come to the gayest, most consensus-based forum online and ask a bunch of losers for their opinion. I hope she breaks up with him and goes back to her toxic ex. This loser.
No, I'm on the other side.
Did.
I think this guy should slap her to show her what a man he is. Oh, you think I'm weak? Does this feel weak? Whoosh.
I've shown her my Funko Pop collection.
What the fuck is that?
But all she did was leave the house and then call me while on FaceTime sucking your ex's dick.
Choke her, bend her over,
so
give her what she needs.
Can you imagine posting that? Like, can you imagine being so embarrassing and weak that, like, your response to being called out by your girlfriend like that isn't just an intrinsic like change? It's like, oh, I need to go ask Redditors. I need to go ask people who hang out on the relationship advice Reddit.
Hey. Great people.
You're a married man with children. You are exempt from this. But this guy's a goon. I don't like him.
No, I don't like that at all. No, I hate that. I hope that's not a real person. That's my issue, is whenever I read stuff like that, I don't feel like they're real. And one of my least favorite subreddits, I hate it, is it's like Peter explained the joke. And
you hate it.
Oh, it's nothing but bait. It's nothing but chum. That's what it should be called. It should be called chum. It should be called, let me ask a stupid leading question like, hey, why is this picture of like a pantalooned black person like pulling a cotton cart racist? Why is this offensive? I don't understand. Why? And then you get to like watch the comments devolve into people explaining why like actual racism is racist. And that's just one example. It's almost always, I've never seen anything there that was difficult to understand. It should be called, I'm 12 and I don't get it. There's no jokes that need explaining is the problem. They're just troll bait. They're chum.
Yeah, a lot of this is probably just troll bait. because that can't be real. There's no one that pathetic.
Any subreddit that involves teenagers or Gen Z or them talking about things like not that I have an issue with them in general, but just their subreddits that are about being that. You know what I mean? Those are awful. I've blocked and muted all of those. Reddit thinks I'm Indian now, dots not feathers, and so I get all this cricket and all this. It's like in Indian, like whatever their language is called, probably Indian, but like in that weird script that and Reddit's awful. Reddit is so awful. I'm glad their stock is plummeting.
Yeah. Are they?
I think it's the user base that makes it so terrible. A lot of
the user base. Well, it depends where you go, Taylor, because if you look for things that are in your wheelhouse, like I guarantee you love the hockey subreddit, and I bet that
I don't. The hockey subreddit sucks.
Really,
it's a bunch of Reddit losers who, like, most of them have clearly never played hockey, and they were the ones who were like banning everything about that one dude kicking someone to death because they're like, this is all just racism and we won't abide it. And it's like, oh, so we can't watch a video of a guy kicking another player because and saying what it is because he's black and because all these mod losers like can't see a black person doing something wrong and just look at it objectively.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're.
Was he an immigrant? Usually,
I have no idea. He was playing in the English league, and so it's not like the NHL was in the cards anyway for the kicker. But yeah, it's. I mean, even like more niche Reddits I go to, like the Age of Empires 2 one, like so often I just want it to be like strategies, like strategy discussion, Civ comparisons, like unit comparisons. Hey, what about this composition? Hey, I'm trying to use this unit. What backup unit should I use? And it's like overwhelmingly unfunny memes.
That's all true. However, in the arenas of pornography and like not safe for work videos in general, it excels. And those commenters are based. All right, they've got a good sense of humor. There's no nonsense. In those instances, I think Reddit really shines. But you're right. When I go to like a game I like and start going to those subreddits like Tarkov or Helldivers, I quickly realize that these people know less than me, like most of the time. Like when I read, it's like, how many hours do y'all have? How old are you people? Like I feel like I think I'm older and more experienced than anyone here at this game that I came here to learn about. That y'all should be asking me questions because like I'm seeing they don't know what they're talking about. I see people talking who don't know what they're talking about. Like completely saying facts wrong about mechanics in games. So
YouTube is I just spend way more time on YouTube.
YouTube, it's interesting to see. YouTube's kind of right wing. Like when I was reading the comments of that video of the cops like throwing the vodka bottle into the guy's car or whatever, and everybody's like reasonable and like agreeable and kind of on the same team. Like he's betrayed his oath. He like you know, like people like, oh, people like this should hang. You know, that's kind of the consensus over on YouTube. But I feel like on Reddit they'd be like, we don't know. First of all, that officer, we don't know. Maybe they've had some PTSD. Okay.
I don't think Reddit would defend a cop. But
social scientist here.
They're a little left. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Not a little left. Reddit's a lot left.
Yeah, it's super left.
I'm surprised you didn't go to the riots when they were happening in your hometown down there, or in like St. Louis, I should say. Like I remember when that was going down, and me and Chiz were like super into watching those riots. That we found them to be shit like
when
crazy.
Ferguson was going down.
When they were like burning
10 years
shit
ago?
down. Yeah, when they were burning shit down. Like whole blocks were burning, like restaurants, all sorts of crazy shit. They were taking over streets. They were marching. They did that in
2020 too, during like the BLM summer. They did a lot of that sort of
the George Floyd stuff. And I think I would have went if I were you. I think
No, I want nothing to do. I don't want to go to hang out with a bunch of people acting rowdy and breaking things.
Have you ever seen the video? These fucking losers, these white kids are in their like nice ass second or third floor apartment, lots of glass windows, and the marches are happening right outside. And they're like, yeah, brothers, we're with you. And one of these dudes on the street goes, boom, boom, boom. Either shoots their glass out or throws a rock through it. I can't remember which. I remember it being
I think I've seen that video and that it's a rock.
They throw a rock. That's what it is.
Yeah. Those embarrassing idiots.
He goes, we're on your side.
Yeah, we're on your side. And it's like, no, you're not. You don't get it yet, dummy.
There's nothing I hate worse than a misguided ally who's convinced themselves that the world is a thing that it's not. And
Zach, can you open this picture?
Oh, is this the?
It's a Peter explains the joke. Kyle was actually I hate it when I
Peter?
say that because it makes it sound like it's uncommon. Kyle was more right than I thought he was, and but I was going through Peter explains the joke because I like that subreddit, and sometimes I don't get them. Here's one I didn't get. Do you guys get this? This is all the information
immediately.
Really?
Yeah, I've
What
never
is it?
been. It's come, milady.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's come, my lady, come,
my lady.
Butterfly,
You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't get it.
Who's Peter?
Peter Griffin.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're referencing Peter Griffin. Okay.
Yeah,
Does he
there's
explain jokes or something?
I think there was one instance ever where Peter explained a joke or something like that, and they made a whole subreddit about it. But I promise you, it's that one wasn't easy. And if you're not like a millennial or older, you won't get that one. That song was big in 2002 or 2003.
Yeah, that was like a middle school jam.
Yeah,
it was a high school jam.
Raising children.
I was playing with titties in shop class. I remember specifically. That was a great song. I like that song. But yeah, the most of the subreddits like that just annoy me. I try to make my Reddit experience exactly what I want, but I'm too lazy to go through and like actually make one that's nothing what I want.
Porn and reef tanks.
All right. Porn has to stay separate. There's no way I can get anything done if I'm like hard all day watching. I can't be like, was it Bobo? Who they're first they have like a chick naked and then they ask about Met stats.
Yeah, that's a very good
just
clip.
up and down. That would be my day. Like fucking big black covered titties. Let's go. And then like swipe once and it's like, ooh, hot rod Dodge Viper races R6 motorcycle. Who's gonna win?
Hello.
Dude, then you would like Twitter more now. Twitter's like porn bot problem is absurd. Every single I'm being dramatic. Not every. A lot of like threads you'll click on. It'll be like incredible goal from Alex Ovechkin tonight versus Edmonton. Only 46 goals until he passes Wayne Gretzky's record. Then you like click to open it up because you're like, there's probably clips of other goals he's scored. Let's click that open, and then it's just pussy in bio, tits, a gif of people fucking, and it's like this has nothing to do with Ovechkin's goal record. Let's keep things on point. Very frustrating. That was not something they had as much like a year ago.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter in. I don't remember the last time I was on Twitter. It's over a decade.
It's way faster than Reddit for like getting clips and stuff because most Reddit content is just like repost.
I might have posted to do anything on there, like browse or look for content of any kind whatsoever. I think I used Twitter a little bit during the Boston bombing because we were so on the ball trying to find out because they were looking for him, Taylor.
Yeah.
There were terrorists running the streets, and like all of Boston was out, and the feds were out, and the National Guard was out, and the city of Boston was like, you knew that if like some dudes like in Boston laid hands on those Zarnaev boys, that they were going to catch a beat.
Dude, Twitter is a great place if you want to see like mainstream politicians and celebrities get owned by like a guy with a Clifford the Big Red Dog profile picture, wearing like an SS uniform, like just the most absurd conglomerate.
I'm on Twitter every day, but I never scroll it. I just get linked to it, usually from Reddit.
I just see like left-wing people refusing to see like reality sometimes, or like choosing to believe that something. I don't even. All right, so I saw one recently. It turned out that Kyle Rittenhouse tried to join the Marine Corps, and he was not only did he fail, but he was told he couldn't try again because his intelligence is so low, and they're all laughing at it. And so the comments of that are nothing but people saying, "Ho ho, the Marines have a minimum intelligence." They love that, and then the other ones are making fun of Kyle Rittenhouse for being too stupid and too fat to be in the Army. And it's like, wait a minute. You're admitting that he's special ed, that he's not of normal intelligence, and that when he was like barely of age, he took a gun that somebody else bought for him to the neighboring county, and then was attacked by a pedophile and a gun-wielding criminal.
Two
and
pedophiles, I think.
and he defended himself. Who's mad and why? That's what I want to know. I get that you hate the people who prop him up and platform him, or the people who make him their like spokesman. I bet you don't like that maybe he's like selling whatever he's selling. But remember, he can't get a job anywhere because of what happened.
Mhm.
And by your own admission, he's so stupid and fat that they told him never come back at the Army recruitment. Like you on one hand,
that's
you're
really dumb to get turned down from the Marines. You said, not the Army.
I think he tried for both. The thing said he tried for both.
I would imagine.
Is it called the
Marines
ASFAB or something? Is that
Marines
that one of the
are
tests they
known
take?
for being dumb. It's like a meme. That
Yeah,
they eat
but it's like
crayons
it's like a tongue-in-cheek thing, I think.
all right, we're on the same team there.
Marine,
I
yeah.
do think there's maybe a culture in the Marines where they
Oh yeah, they play it up, and
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, we're just dumb jarheads. We don't even get the best equipment." Like this
the
goofing off like that, which is true. They
second
get
part's
bad
pretty
equipment.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, they get terrible equipment, but yeah, you just got to get off Reddit, man. If you're reading all this nonsense,
Oh, it's great.
Just
though. That's
go
where
to
all the good
YouTube
content is.
and watch build orders.
I hate that. So I'm on Reddit too much, and there's a relationship advice and a couple other like more intimacy based relationship advice ones. The girl can do no wrong. No wrong. It'll be like, my wife has sex with me twice a year. And they're all like, well, have you tried vacuuming more? Have you tried writing her love notes twice a day? Hits it back a little bit.
Yeah,
They
don't
go
go to Reddit for relationship advice. I can't imagine how.
I read the comments and get mad. Like I'll go through them and be like, how can the fact that so many of you feel this way makes me feel like we're all not the same after all, and that maybe I need to reevaluate how much trust I put into other people without knowing how they view the world, and how much like appreciation even I have for them. Because like, if you people think this, then what else do you think about other common sense, day to day, plain Jane shit? Like, if you can look at, because it'll be like you said, the guy's like, I work 2 jobs and we have 3 kids, and she said she was going to go back to work, but she didn't, and I was okay with that because health daycare is so expensive. But she's mad because I can only have sex 3. She's wanting more sex from him. He's like, I go 4 or 5 times a week, but I really have a hard time, and I'm taking the pills, but my doctor says they're bad for my heart, and and the women are like, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. You're not prioritizing her.
Do you think it's women?
Prioritizing the mortgage, you cocksucker.
Do you really think
I
it's
think both
women on
men
Reddit?
and women on Reddit are overly pro-woman. The one I was talking about, I conflated a few, but a woman had gained 30 pounds during pregnancy, which is about normal, rightish, maybe 25 is better, but 30, whatever. And then she gained 30 more, no, I'm sorry, 60 more post-pregnancy. So she gained 90 pounds total. And the top comment advised him to write her a love letter twice a day. Gain 90 pounds. Yeah. And your solution is for him to write 2 love letters a day?
Yeah.
How about cut the carbs?
You can't gain 90 pounds.
Tub of lard. Yeah, you can't that needs to be a snack-based solution. If I went to that Reddit and made a burner account and I was like they won't let put all the snacks on the top of the cupboard and don't and hide the ladder, because I'm not going to give up my snacks. I didn't gain 90 pounds yet, and so
you can't gain 90 pounds. No. It's certainly.
Do you think most of those commenters though are actual men and women split, or do you think that it's a lot of dudes who are trying to be Reddit gentle sirs, milady kind of guys who are I would never treat my woman that way.
I think it's probably that, and then I think there's also women who they're not over something that happened when they were in high school, and now whenever they read any of these, they're like, they can't help but picture themselves in the situation as the woman, and they're like, well, if you just wrote her a love note, maybe she'd lose the weight. It's no, she wouldn't, and you would not have either. Maybe it was your fault. It's
you're a woman posting on an online Reddit forum that doesn't bode well for your BMI. Like starting off, like let's get real. Like
bode well
all
for
your hot
TMI.
friends are drinking fucking 0-calorie mochas right now. You know, all laughing.
Your
at
hot
your
friends
fat
are on a video-based social media platform.
Yeah.
You are on a text-based one. This doesn't look good.
You know, like I think that's a truism, is that no hot woman has ever used Reddit. No,
They're on
like
TikTok
you
and
don't you
Instagram.
talk
There
to a woman who's
categories of hot
attractive.
women on Reddit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Kyle's
not
right. They're
pornography
actually
girls, not non-pornography girls.
no. All hot women are pornography girls. What do you do here?
Well, not if they're not.
Who's
They're
gonna
not
pass up
posting
the
there.
goofy money?
They're posting recipes and like swimsuit try-ons on Instagram. I would imagine not. Like they're not on. Again, sometimes you'll go on someone's Reddit profile. You'll be like, and then you'll like click on it and see their other participations, and it's like the balls of this guy to give relationship advice while he's like addicted to downloading illegal hentai or something. like just seamlessly go from like, I gotta quit, I'm gambling my life away, please, I'm in the r/Gamblers Anonymous, and then the next one is like, physicist here, let me give you advice on the best way to repair your relationship with your fat wife. It's like, ugh, no. I assume most on Reddit is LARPing. Anytime I see those, maybe that's negative, and maybe it's like it's my own bias, because I know the only way I would ever comment on Reddit in those circumstances is if I was trying to like upset people a little bit, like come in with a take that was like a little offensive to them, but come off like concern troll, basically, where like that's what I would do. It'd be like, oh man, guys, like it's not her fault that she got so fat. Sometimes you just get to be fat, and she'll always be fat. And if you love her, you got to learn to love more, and just like leave that, because they're not going to like it, because it's technically supportive, but they're going to be in there like, oh,
did she gain 60 pounds in a year? Okay. So in 10 years, you'll be on that TV show.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be rough.
You get to that
Extrapolate over time, and
You're a
she's going to become
star,
a black
baby.
hole. YouTube's almost as bad with its recommendations. Like on the new to you tab, it's a black lady's 20th anniversary party. It's just a granny at her own anniversary party being filmed by a cousin or some shit eating cornbread, and they spelled anniversary phonetically.
Dude,
A-N-A.
I like that this uninteresting grandma is like 10 years younger than me.
It's cultural. Don't judge it. It's cultural. There's nothing wrong with a 30-year-old grandmother.
The YouTube homepage for me is pretty like Age of Empires videos, Norm Macdonald, Opie and Anthony, Primitive Technology,
Jesus,
Sam Hyde, Shane Gillis, a lot of AOE. Like it.
Are these the subreddits you're on?
No, that's just my
page on Reddit or on YouTube.
YouTube suggested.
So mine is raw body cam footage. It's literally the thumbnail has a person being stepped on. It says, "Please don't hurt me." There's some Warhammer shit. There's some gun shit. Although I try to get that, I don't like gun shit, honestly. There's lots of movie stuff and lots of Chuck Berry. There's some old vet talking about killing people. Oh, and then there's these hot ass music videos that I've been getting recommended, not because I watch them over and over, but it's basically like songs you've probably heard before with like really sexy chicks dancing and stuff. And I keep those on my monitor when I play Helldivers.
My YouTube is exactly what you'd expect. The first video, something about Trump's legal case. The next one, some sailboat thing. A music band, The Offspring, Coral Reef, basketball, more Coral Reef. Like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. YouTube
Coral Reef videos are losing me. It's bad content. These people are. Do you remember the very beginning days of YouTube? Like, some people were good at the game, but they didn't have a thought in their head. Some people were the inverse of that, and it was pretty rare that like there's a gameplay you wanted to see from someone you wanted to hear. That's where reefing is. Like, they're just total shitheads who have terrible tanks who I don't want any advice from. And then there are pretty charismatic people. Wait, I think I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, pretty charismatic people with terrible tanks, or people with good tanks who know what they're doing, but they're just so autistic they can't tell you.
It's I guess you're trying to learn stuff though when you go there, huh? Or are you trying to just see something cool?
A little of both. Yeah. Actually, so at first I was trying to learn things. At this point, I kind of know how I want to do it. And I like to see what people have done. Like, imagine a coral reef tank is like a bonsai tree or a bonsai forest. And I'm like, all right, yeah. So this guy has a lot of small corals. This guy took a fewer colonies, but grew them really big. What do I like? This guy has so many corals, there's barely any room for fish. I don't think that's my target. So Jackie and I watched the videos together and kind of agree on what we like and don't like.
I've been thinking about getting a terrarium, which is way cooler than an aquarium.
Sure.
It's a
turtle.
It's not nearly as I kind of want some bugs in there, like but bugs I'm not afraid of. I think I want a praying mantis because we're looking at those pretty praying mantises a while
Are
back.
they scary?
No, I think of them as beautiful. There's some like really cool ones that are like colorful. There's like it might be Japanese. It's like sort of pale with cool colorations. I don't know. I was thinking about having a couple praying mantises in like, I don't know, just some dirt and plants and little terrarium scape.
That would be cool. There's I'm trying to find is it an ocelot?
What are you laughing at?
Yeah, that's the prospect of you being a bug guy.
I'll have a terrarium and he'll have an aquarium and you'll have to get some sort of air scape.
An airscape?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys corner those two markets, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Have you seen an
bird cage?
No,
axolotl? I don't know how to pronounce this. Shit, I will get you a picture very
Axolotl?
soon. Yeah, that sounds right. Are you guys familiar with this?
Yeah, it's that little goofy looking amphibian thing, right?
Yeah. I think because I like fish tanks, Reddit was like, hey, you might like this too.
He's so cute.
Here we go. Woody. I'm in my early 20s and I've been dating my girlfriend since I'm 16. Life's been good to us. We made it through college, etc., etc. She brought up the fact that she's been feeling unhappy in her life and maybe it's us. She feels like there's something missing inside of her and she needs to be alone to find out who she is. I guess I feel like I have those feelings too, like I'm missing a part of who I am, and maybe it does stem from being together for so much of our lives. We still love each other, we're still together, and we've been thinking about getting married, but finances never really allowed it to happen. I'm writing to you because you have this everybody gets two chances except Jackie rule. And then he goes on to explain, I'm trying to keep it anonymous a little bit, but this girl sent some inappropriate messages over Facebook to someone who's physically far away. So it has never been anything physical, but he feels emotionally cheated on and he's kind of hurt. He asked if we've ever been something like this. No. And, he's just having second thoughts about marriage a little bit. He definitely sees himself as like a parallel to what Jackie and I have, and he's very attached to this girl. But, I want to spend the rest of my life.
Lost you there, Woody. But he wants to spend the rest of
yeah. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her, but he's asking if he's being weak and just riding this wave. Arian, thoughts?
Oh, the first one. So my initial thought was like, yo, it's over. And this is why. From my experience, women that are committed, are committed, right? So it's like if it's rare, women are more monogamously
inclined.
Than men are. For whatever reasons, it could be evolutionary reasons. For whatever reasons, the ones that like kind of tail off, like that's what they want to do. But an even deeper point is they've been together since they were 16, so that's high school. Like, you have no clue who you are in high school. You have no clue who you are in your early 20s. He's in his early 20s. Like, I just turned 30, and I just now feel like I'm finding myself as a man, right? So, I mean, everybody is different, of course. So if you marry your high school sweetheart, that's cool beans. But I think if you allow yourself to grow, whatever that may be, and not hold on to the normalcy that is your life, allow yourself to grow and experiment. And if it's real, you'll come back. If it's not, it sounds to me like both of them want to explore. And if it makes sense to me, if she's sending messages and stuff like that, it's like, yo, go explore. I always I'm with my girl now, and I always tell her, like, anytime she has any kind of inquisitions about me, I'm always telling her, like, listen, like, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't. I don't got nothing. We ain't married. Like, yeah, I would leave. Trust me. But like, I want to be here. So I think that's just me being a man. So like, there's a difference, in my opinion. I would advise them to explore themselves, and that would help them figure out their situation.
Do you think maybe they should take a little break? Go do some banging?
If I don't know if they want to do.
Yeah, if you take a break for the express purpose of fucking other people, you're never going to get back together. Like that.
Well, not even that. If that's what you want to do anyway, like, I'm not saying you're wrong about wanting to do that. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like when you're already sending these messages to someone, she's already indicating that she's looking for something else. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only signal you need. And something that's common with women that men don't do as much is men are more likely to just end it, just end the relationship. Women do something very commonly where they'll hold on to their current man and only let go once they've got a hand on another branch, because women value the security of a relationship much more than men do, because that's what men bring to the table. And so they don't want to be left in the ether on their own. And so they'll be with someone right up until they switch to someone else.
So men in relationships are crossing a river, hopping from rock to rock. Women in relationships are climbing a ladder, rung to rung.
Yeah, women tend to spend far less time monogamous or single between relationships.
I don't
Women
agree with that.
are more serial monogamous. It's true.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Well, you fucking changed my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck. If Taylor says it's true, now I do agree with it. It's undoubtedly true. Indubitably.
It is decided.
Indubitably.
It is known.
Indubitably.
So that's not my experience at all. If only anyway.
Yeah, you've got an awesome wife. Like I think one of the most unique things about Woody here is his relationship with his wife is it's like a Disney story. I feel like it's a real 1 in a million thing. They say half of marriages end in divorce, but that's a skewed statistic because so many people get multiple divorces. But in any case, they really love each other and they depend on each other. They have this sort of two sides of the coin type teamwork thing going on where it feels like they both appreciate what the other brings to the coin so much, and they know that they need it. Woody doesn't know how to buy dog food. Woody doesn't know where the post office is. He needs Jackie. Jackie never made $500,000 in a year. That's a hell of a talent. She needs Woody. Jackie never woke up every morning with 3 hours of sleep and went into a job and worked her ass off to like build up a retirement plan or a 401k. But what she did was equally difficult, equally important, and equally admirable, I think. You guys have an amazing thing going on. I've always really admired your relationship.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I got super lucky with Jackie.
I like that. I like that, Kyle. That whatever that is, keep that. Stay with that.
I like how Arian tries to make you into the kind of person that you're just not.
I just like to bask in these moments, man. That's all.
Yeah, in the positivity.
Family. I want to talk about your family now.
On the last topic.
Please.
I would hate to see this guy get married purely out of momentum. He's been with her for 7 years, which is
definitely
a third of his life. And sometimes there's just no impetus to fully end a relationship, even though it should be ended. And I think he might be there.
I, 31-year-old male, told my girlfriend, 30-year-old female, that she's not a trophy wife or status symbol, and that we are similar in attractiveness. She views it as me calling her old and ugly. So here we go.
This guy's stock is rising.
A bit of background. My girlfriend and I are 30 and 31. We've been dating for about a year. I work as a high-level engineer at a good firm, and my girlfriend works as a payroll specialist at a good firm too. I make significantly more than her, 3 times. Things were good in our relationship until I showed her my retirement/savings. She now doesn't see the point of working and has started framing our relationship in that she is the beautiful one and I am the nerdy engineer that's lucky to have her. Before, when we met, it was all about making her own way. Eventually, she's starting her own company with her sister in sourcing and recruiting. But now she jokes about driving a Range Rover and wearing Lululemon and going to yoga. We were going to have a discussion again about this trophy wife stuff, and she brought up that I was nerdy back in the day while she was very popular. I told her she's not a trophy wife, that yes, she's attractive, but there's not a huge difference between us. I told her that it had been the case. I'm sorry. I told her that had it been the case that I met her when she was 22 and I was my current age, then sure. But she isn't 22 anymore. After I said that, she started crying like crazy. She started.
Oh, that's the cool guy of the week.
She started saying that I think of her as ugly and used up, and that her best years are behind her. She just told me that if I'm not happy with her, why am I even here to stop wasting her time? I tried to talk to her, but she was in no state for a conversation. I love that this engineer is like, I don't know, autistic with social problems.
Actually, based on the numbers, I'm not better than you. It's actually you're no spring chicken.
I've actually got a flow chart that'll explain all this. If you,
Let me finish it.
Yeah.
What is it? Floated that I'm a whore.
I don't know what to say. Guys, for me, I just want to say that I think we're of similar attractiveness. Like, I don't think anyone, when they see us, turns their head and like, oh, who is she with him? Because of money? Or damn, he is lucky to be with her. I think it's mutual. She was the one that, if anything, went after my attractiveness first. What should I do? I like the fact that we both work, and I don't want to change that dynamic. And I don't want her to think that she is above me and that I'm so lucky to have her. I want her to think of us as equals. In my attempt to do that hurt her feelings. What's the next move?
Well, you want to get that autism diagnosed first. That's your first step. Right?
Even I could see that.
Online, and I passed all of them.
I think actually here what's going on is I think you already, if there is a winner in this, I think you already lost it, because like just going here and going to this platform to just, you know, like going out there and airing out the laundry to try and figure it out. It's kind of obvious that, you know, she's just like, I don't know. She just doesn't give a like what. I don't know. It feels like she's.
I know what you're saying.
I need to hear the rest. I don't know what he's saying.
The fact that he went on Reddit to ask for advice about all this.
I feel like he's gonna like. I feel like her doing the stuff that she's saying, being like, "Oh, it's like you think I'm used up." Like she's already appealing to his, like, you know, humanity, and like there's already just it's tough to say, and this is why it's hard for me to verbalize. It's like because it's secondhand. But I sense the beginnings of manipulation on her part, and it's so set in already that's why he's here on Reddit. It's like, no, it should be really easy to be like, I'm not comfortable with just one of us working, and the fact that, you know, you think I'm worthless because I was a loser in high school or whatever is just, I don't know. I feel like she maybe she liked being the better one. Maybe she liked being the catch in it. And now, you know, I don't think she is, you know, as time went on, but I just feel like she's already starting to manipulate him.
I think a lot of her self-esteem and self-worth are tied up in her looks. And he just took a big swipe at that while at the same time putting forward, you know, his financial security, which is like a double, you know, like a 1-2 punch at her because she is not financially secure. He just hurt her feelings really, really badly because he's a little autistic and he didn't know how to like handle that situation in a way that wouldn't like completely destroy this lady that he apparently is in love with and is in a long-term relationship with her feelings. So he fucked up. It's not a perfect relationship, you know, it's, you know, but I bet he's probably misreading some things, you know, based on how terribly he read the room.
You know what?
Here's what I think. I haven't gone yet. She wants this to be an equal thing, right? So she went into it thinking we're both of equal attractiveness. We both have careers. We both have health insurance. Everything's cool.
Wait, sorry to interrupt. I thought she didn't think that. I thought she was the one that.
I think she thought she.
Let me finish. I'm getting here. So she thought that everything was balanced. She learned that he earns triple hers. So now she repainted it to say, you might earn triple, maybe. But here's where my value comes from. I was this hot, popular chick in high school. Yeah. I'm the trophy. I'm this, I'm that. So we're still of equal value. Clearly, career-wise, I'm a fucking wimp at this, and you're a stud, but I've got this other thing. I'm fucking mega hot trophy chick. That's why we're okay.
Yeah, you know, my first
and he's like, no. Yeah, I'm awesome in career and we're equal in looks. You're not my equal. And she's having a hard time realizing that you know, I don't know. Like there is a
No,
power
I think
balance.
that's possible. That's the second theory, that she did have like a panic moment because like you said, Kyle, it was all at once, like a back to back. So maybe she was like, "Well, I'm the hot one," and he was like, "What? The hot one? Neither of us
Maybe
are
10
hot."
years
And
ago.
she was like, "Yeah, I am the hot one. Like, you're a loser. You were a loser in high school."
Kyle
Like,
just
it could be a
texted me.
panic
She's been
thing.
rotting for 5 years. Jesus, Kyle.
You know, I was expecting a text.
According to the Woodworth formula, my dear, you can see right here.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
But
cutting you off.
I think the biggest issue here is just that she's like, "What? Now I could do jack shit." Like,
Oh, yeah,
no,
you might be
like,
right.
that's the most
But I
annoying
definitely see
thing.
her trying to find a way to balance it. She learns
She's
that
like,
he-
she's like, "I have a successful husband. I could be one of those dumb bitches that just stay at home and don't have anything to do." And like, you know, like she's like, "There's no kids.
lay a
just wants
comment
to
here,
chill.
people watching. Do you think
She just
that
wants to chill."
do you think that she saw his salary and got lazy? Or she saw his salary and tried to find some other area where she could provide value? Because I think that's where Harley and I separate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to both. Like,
Yeah.
I do. Like, I looked at it one way, and then you started to talk, and I was like, "Wait, you're completely wrong." But no, I
bet
understand
he
what you're
said it
saying. And
very-
bo-
Statistically and meaner than he thought it was.
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
he was for sure like, "We're both ugly.
Yeah.
We were both nerds."
But like I here's the fun thing. Like I autistically am like, what is the best way to handle that? You could go with the lie
Yeah.
and say, yeah, baby, you're way better looking than me, and just suck it up and let her feel better. But that's not fun. That's not a win. And that's no commitment to honesty.
No, he just-
No,
it's
I
really-
know a
it's
win
so
is when you
simple.
both feel good coming out of it.
Listen,
Like,
yeah.
can I go a little longer? Like if you're cerebral about these conversations, you think about how you want this situation to end and target getting to there instead of winning or putting her down or whatever. And I don't think he did that. I don't think he said, here's where I want to be at the end of this conversation. I think he just said, no, I'm as good looking as you are, without thinking
think-
about what that would do.
I think that's the thing here is ultimately at the end, she's like, you know, what should I do? Like he's asking like what to do. It's so simple, but the problem is he's probably already shared it to her that he's not comfortable with. This really just comes down to that he's not comfortable with her not going to work. And she's just like, you think I'm ugly? And it's like, no, I don't. I think we should both work. And she's like, you think I'm ugly? Like it's so lost in translation that I just imagine that he's he already expressed it to her, but what should he do? There's not really anything you can do if you told her.
That's
Maybe
funny.
any point
Just
he was
kinda
in,
really-
they got lost in the ugly perception. Yeah.
Here's where I saw you might be right, because he definitely says, I like that we both work and don't want to change that dynamic. So there's something to what you're saying.
Isn't that the only
But-
thing he wanted in this?
I think what I read into it was a little bit of like, fuck, bitch. Like, you got to blow out my candle to make yours burn brighter. You know, that's what she went straight to. You know, oh, well, then you're just not as good. I see how much money you make. Maybe you haven't
But-
seen how much better looking I am.
Yeah, but see, it wasn't done that way. It was done the guilt way. Even the way he wrote it is she views it as me calling her old and ugly. You know, I think it is, there's like a lot to unpack in this because there's so many angles to it. Like he did, like I'm trying to say, like, is he already feeling bad about it, or did she like kind of like
No, those
like-
people don't have feelings.
like I mean,
Who are
like,
those people? Well,
I
women
mean,
are
it's-
autistic men. I can't tell who we're talking about.
See what I mean?
she was like, you think I'm ugly.
digs at me. Taylor, you haven't gone yet. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I think you guys have kind of hit every base here, every possible base. She went into the relationship, I think, kind of with the, you know, an understandable thing for a woman going, all right, this guy's going to be a very successful guy going forward. He's going to be an engineer. He's going to be making a pretty penny in 5, 6, 7 years. And, you know, he's not nearly in my league, but with my looks here and his looks there and his money moving him here, then yeah, I'm kind of the trophy partner. And then as time progresses, she imagines that it's still here, but his perception is that the looks were always here and the money's moving him up a little bit.
Yeah, they just managed to hurt each other's feelings terribly by being honest.
Yeah, they were too honest, and there's nothing worse for a relationship than honesty.
You need a thick base of lies, right?
Yes.
When you build a relationship on a lie, it's just a formula for long-lasting love.
Every conversation with a long-term partner should begin with you panicking, trying to remember what lies you need to maintain.
Yes. I use a Rolodex.
Yeah, well, I've got an app for it.
Yeah. As someone who's had a few phones taken by the authorities, you don't want that, all right? You want something
Great app. It's called Boys Will Be Boys. I actually run it. It's $2.99.
I think relationships would be based on honesty. That's why every 5 years I get Jackie a card that says I allow you 1% higher body fat.
No, you know what? Relationships should be built on a mutual fear of loneliness. That's what it should be.
And the threat of violence.
And the tacit threat of violence. Nothing overt. You just have to.
Yeah, no evidence, no text messages, anything like that. That'll get you some hot soup.
Maybe instead of sitting and watching movies together on the couch, you bring a speed bag up there, and while you're watching The Office, you just hammer it.
I got a question about just a hypothetical with, like, imagine this scenario here. Everything's the exact same, right? You're this guy, and she says to you, she's like, oh, like, does that mean I can wear Lululemon and drive a Range Rover to yoga? Like, you guys are all like, no, you keep working, right? Or you're like, oh no, I'm making bank. I'm getting more girls. Or like, what is it? What would you guys, like, realistically, this is a person you love.
They're not married, right?
And they're like, no. I don't. Okay. But so it's a girlfriend you're contemplating. Yeah, you would just be done with it?
Yeah,
or even just for her saying the comment, oh, you got that money? I could do nothing? Just for the comment, you'd be like, no, you're done now?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's a personality flaw. That ain't going away. She's not going to realize she made a mistake because she doesn't believe she made a mistake. That's how she feels.
So, and now this is the question I want to ask. What if she said to you, oh, can I chase my dream? Like, will you help me do that? Like, I want to be an artist. You know, will you help me be an artist? Like,
I want to make candles by Jan, and this one's Bonfire. Like no. You
don't like that?
No, she's got to go. She's
honey, these wine and paint evenings have very quickly become wine and paint.
Okay, what if she wants to be a Twitch streamer? No. What if she wants to I'm trying to think of something good.
A totally realistic dream, then you got to support her.
Look, I'll support unrealistic dreams. I have no problem with the dreams and supporting dreams if it's a good person who means well and is loving. But I don't like how she reacted to finding out he had money, and I don't like that she revealed that she's this whole time sort of felt herself to be the superior one in the relationship, like she's been doing him a favor. Now it's time to cash the favor in or something. It almost feels that way.
That's a good way to put it.
I had a longtime girlfriend who had an absurd business idea that was very personal to her that she pursued for a long time.
Can you go into what it was?
God
or
damn it,
is it? No, you don't have to. If it's funny, I was seeing, but I don't want to.
It is funny. It is funny. It's a stupid thing that she
Can you
wanted
write
to
it
be.
privately in the Discord?
Yes. She wanted to do that. All right.
Oh no, that's dumb.
Porn star. Was she hot enough?
You professional.
I don't want to get into that. That's gonna give me some hot water too. You know the. Anyway. And so I knew that was a stupid idea, and she had taken these courses for it, and she had and I was just like, you're not qualified for that job, and that job doesn't pay well. That job pays well when you're like a super successful person already, and then you leverage that. You say, hey, I did this, now I can do that. Would you like to hire me to do that for you? They're like, fuck yeah, you did all of this over here to the left. I want some of that over here in my world. But she didn't have that. So it was just like, who would hire you? I wouldn't hire you, and I love you.
It's similar to like a 17 or 18-year-old being like, I'm going straight into motivational speaking. It's like, but you don't have any life experience. You don't have any stories. You don't have any like I was in Uganda and I saw a boy drinking from a puddle.
But
with
you know what's
it.
funny for
Never.
you know what's funny for someone like that is like he said, like for example, going to courses to learn how to do that. Like if you love that and you know you're not going to make money, you're like, I guess there are other people out there that want to do this, and I don't have crazy life experiences, so I'll just tell people how to do it. Now it's just like a bullshitting thing is now you're teaching a course on a bullshitting thing. It's like you've really figured out the business behind it in that particular scenario.
Yeah, exactly. It made no sense, but I supported it. I paid her rent. I took care of, it was cheap. It was $500 a month. It was like, yeah, I'll pay your rent. Of course, I love you. And you're pursuing your dream. And in the back of my head, I'm like, and as soon as you wake up, we're going to find you a job back in that career that you were building for 3 years before you got this stupid idea in your head. And you'll go right back into there. And I'm sure they'll give you that job in middle management right back. It'll be great.
Yeah, they just hand out middle management jobs to people who leave on a whim.
Nah, she was talented at this other thing she did. She was making okay money, like plenty to pay all of her bills and still have some spending cash. She wasn't becoming wealthy, but I wasn't paying her rent either. So, but yeah, if you love someone, you support their things. If this trophy wife of his wanted to go, make candles or become a travel agent or whatever the fuck, I could see supporting that to an extent, but I don't like how she treated him. I don't like what she revealed was in the back of her head this whole time for years now. I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
I take offense to her. She found out the money, and then all of a sudden she wants to live this life of luxury and leisure. And it's like,
hear me out. Sorry to interrupt. Go.
No, like if you instantly start spending my earnings, that's a red flag for me. That's an indicator that she might not be the life partner I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I think we can go even a little deeper again, because I'm starting to look like there's so much to unpack, even the way it's written. I think like it would be valuable to hear her side of this.
Oh, for sure.
Like I would really, really I feel like as the more we talk about it and discuss it, I feel like there's like a whole missing part. The way this is written, this person is so dry and perhaps on the spectrum that what if she was like, oh, she's like, you have 80K. Wow. She's like, I guess I can get a Range Rover and go to yoga and Lululemons. And he's like, well, you can't do that. You have to be working. She's like, what? You think I'm not hot enough to be one of those dumb bitches? And he was like, well, we're on equal comparisons of how we look. And she's like, are you serious? You think you look as good? And that maybe that's the tone.
Yeah.
And now he's here.
Yeah. Maybe he can't. Sarcasm does not play with this guy.
Exactly.
Very possible.
Started off as a joke, and he was like getting offended, and then by not understanding it, he actually started to offend her.
I've seen that happen. Some people can't read sarcasm. They can't tell that it's a bit or that you're being silly.
Yeah,
with them.
exactly.
Like my sense of humor is really dry. That's gotten me in trouble in a lot of relationships where like my sense of humor is very dry sometimes, and I like to do this thing where I act like I feel a certain way and I play to get a reaction, and then but at the end of it, I'm gonna be like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't mean it, but now they're crying. And I'm just like, I really didn't mean it. I thought you were playing along with me that whole time. I didn't mean any of that.
Minus the crying, I literally do that like 3 or 4 times a day with my girlfriend. I trap her in a bit that's like some stupid ass bit, and she's like, wait, when is it over? And when is it like?
If you're on the other side of that,
and they'll feel stupid they'll feel like you've made them look stupid. In my situation, my girlfriend felt like I was making her look a fool on purpose, when really I was just being silly. Like we were at Six Flags, and it was like a triple date or something like that. And one of the we were in line for a roller coaster, so I was just bullshitting, and I was just like, the Scream Machine was actually built in 1967, Coney Island. They took it apart piece by piece and trucked it down here. Donald Trump actually owned it at the time. He sold it to the Six Flags Corporation, and they reassembled it just as it was in Coney Island. It's a little bit faster though now, And my girlfriend goes, really? And I went, no, no, not at all. I'm just fucking with you. And she got so red-faced and she slapped the shit out of me. Just
I felt
walloped me.
you told me the story. I knew there was a hit. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. I felt a slap comes.
Really?
Yeah, I was assaulted
It was just
right
a
there.
vibe. It's just like enough of like just being an asshole that.
But
like,
you
gets
were
you,
being
like,
an asshole,
at
and you
least the
were
slap
trying
on
to
the
make her look
armor.
like a fool, and she was feeling like she was a fool.
But he's being a
And while it doesn't
goofball.
fit this situation,
I deserved
sometimes that kind of assholishness is Schrodinger's asshole. I probably pronounced that close, but do you know what I'm talking about when I say that? So Schrodinger's cat is this thought experiment where there's a cat in a box. We're going to kill it, but we don't know if it's currently alive or dead. So they say it exists in both states. Schrodinger's asshole is when you're an asshole to someone or you do something assholish and you decide whether you were kidding or not based on the other person's reaction. And
Yes.
when you're on the other side of
Just
that
a
or someone
prank,
does
bro.
that much, it's like, well, that's just being an asshole. And
Yeah.
it's not fun for both people. You're being an asshole to amuse yourself.
Yeah, I was just being silly. I didn't realize that I didn't know I didn't know how it would make her feel at the time. I learned afterwards because she
Autistic.
slapped me.
But
17. Okay.
Mhm.
And but I learned my lesson. Not to embarrass her in front of other people. Now that I do that same joke in private, and it's all okay because no one was embarrassed. No one looked a fool. But yeah, she straightened me out that day. I deserved that slap. Very public
I
assault.
don't know if
though.
I love the
I
assault
don't
response.
I wonder what would happen if
I
the
don't-
tables
like,
would
I-
turn and
Right.
she played a little word game with me, and I'd have pow, knocked a few teeth
you
out.
see, she gave you the slap. That she
Yeah.
doesn't get to be mad, in my opinion. You didn't warrant.
Oh,
a
she was
slap
mad.
and the anger.
I got
It's
both.
like you could be mad, but if you got the slap, like I don't think you were being a goofball, and like I think being a goofball is still a thing, and it's kind of like your way of like you wanted to interact, but maybe there wasn't anything to talk about, and like you dish it out. You could take it too. She could dish it out to you. I'm assuming. So then it's like it's just like fun and it's banter. And I would not mesh well with a girl that if I was like or whatever dumb thing I'm doing, if they were like, that's stupid, you're being loud, like I need I'm always a goofball. Like I'll stand up and I'll just like kind of scream in my house. Like I
Yeah,
do
she was
dumb and
okay
annoying
with the
things.
goofball stuff. She was just as goofy as I was, and we had a good time. But that was an example of me doing something stupid and paying the price for it. I deserved that slap. I fully admit that. I was an asshole, but I didn't mean to be. The end result was not what I was going for. I didn't read the situation. I didn't know how that situation was going to end.